Hello friends and welcome. The other day I was able to teach an in-person makeup class for women over 50 for the first time in 2 years. And it was so wonderful and such a treat to be able to interact in person with other women again. One of the things I like to do in these classes is come in wearing makeup and then remove the makeup on one side of my face to demonstrate how makeup can really transform us. Well, naturally, I wanted to look my best to start off the class, so when I went to my makeup drawer, I chose the makeup that I can always rely on that helps me look and feel my best. So today, I want to share with you the drugstore products that I grabbed that day from my makeup drawer that I can always count on. Because I have dry to combination skin like many of you, I used all cream products. But if you have very oily skin, you may want to stick with powder, blush, contour, and highlight. And you'll find a link to every product I'll be using today in the description box below the video. Just tap on the word more to access the description box. Before I recreate this drugstore makeup look, I'd like to welcome you in if you are new to this channel and also welcome back those of you who are returning. If you've had the same makeup version of yourself for many years and would like to up your game, you have come to the right place. Because as an over 50 makeup artist myself who specializes in helping women over 50, there's nothing I love more than seeing women celebrate their best selves. And that's what this channel is all about. Aging is a blessing, so let this be your time to shine by using the makeup techniques and products that can work for you now so you can feel like your best self again. Makeup can really be an intrinsic expression of our spirit, so let's get at it. I've done all my skin prep, applied eye primer, and done my eyebrows, but let me show you the 3 drugstore eyebrow products that I really love. Sometimes I use just one of them, and sometimes I combine a couple of them, as I did today, and I usually combine them when I want a more polished look. The e.l.f. Instant Lift Brow Pencil comes in 5 shades and costs $3. It's an amazing bargain. What I especially love about it is it has a spoolie on one end, as you saw, and the brow pencil itself glides on very easily. I use the taupe shade. But because I have very scraggly brows across the top of my brow line, I have to add in another product when I want a more polished brow look. My add-in product of choice is Maybelline's Tattoo Studio Eyebrow Pomade, which is a cream, and I apply it along the top of my brow line to even it out. And it comes in 8 different colors. And you only need to use a very small amount. So this brow pomade will last a long time. And another really helpful brow product is a brow pen, which can be used to create individual brow hairs, which can help our brows look more natural. One of the very best eyebrow pens that I've found is from the drugstore brand NYX, NYX. It's their Lift and Snatch Brow Tint Pen, which is available in 10 different shades. Because of the sheer number of shade options, it's easier to find a match of your brow color with this brand's pen than with a number of other brow pens that are on the market. Since I have no red tones in my brows, I definitely need to use an ash brown shade, and frankly, some brow pens from other brands only have red-brown colors. This pen creates a very precise thin stroke, which is absolutely what we need when trying to create the look of individual brow hairs. I love it. And it's very important to shake it vigorously before you use it. And notice how thin that point is. My favorite drugstore eyeshadow brand is ColourPop, though Beige Cosmetics does run a close second. First of all, ColourPop, as most of you know, is incredibly prolific in the number of their product launches. So you can find just about any color combination in their eyeshadow palettes, from neutrals to lavenders, purples, blues, oranges, you name it. These are some of my very favorites. This is It's My Pleasure. This is Going Coconuts. Here's Blue Moon. And this is Orchid You Not. And another of my favorites is Lilac You a Lot. But I especially love their 12-pan palettes since they launch so many products so often. Many of their palettes are pretty quickly discontinued, which is really unfortunate. And that's what happened to 3 of my very favorite eyeshadow palettes from ColourPop. Cabana Club, this is Lush Life, and by the way, notice the incredible packaging on these. It's beautiful. And this is At Forest Sight. which is really a gorgeous fall-winter color palette. But today I'm going to use a palette that will probably surprise you a bit because we would usually think of the color combination as more suitable for spring and summer. It's their In the Springs palette, which is a reference to Palm Springs, California. I absolutely love the complementary color combination of blue and orange, and several of these colors can also work beautifully as transition colors. I'll swatch all of them for you. Here are the gorgeous colors from this palette. Thank goodness for makeup wipes, right? So let's go ahead and give this look a try. I'm first going to start off with this shade called Sizzlin'. And this is going to go just right in the crease. I'm going to start in the middle with the most product and then bring it out. And I'm bringing it straight out so I help lift my eye. And with what's left on the brush, I'm going toward my nose. And I'm going to use this color called Chino and put it on the outer part of my crease and the outer part of my eyelid. And to wipe off my brush in between, I'm using this handy color switch from Sigma. And then I'm going to blend. I of course could stop here, but I want to add just a little bit of blue to the outer edge of my crease and my eyelid. And to add the blue, I combine the two colors, Hole in One at the very bottom, which is a dark color, and the one right above it, which is called Intense. And as you can see, the blending really calms down that blue color, so I'm just getting a hint of it. Then I'm going to add a little bit of this color called Climb Time, which is a metallic, just to the center of my lid. But first I'm going to put on this lighter color called Soaked. I'm going to put that from the inner part of my lid to the middle. And it's a little more intense than I thought it was going to be, but it's really a pretty color. And then some blending. Then I'm taking a little bit of a color called Neon Kiss because we lost a little bit of this color here, and I'm just going to put it right here just for a hint of it. So I've added a little bit of this Neon Kiss to both eyes, and I'm going to blend it in. I just want a little bit of light orange to go into the brown. And then I'm going over the edges of everything with a lighter color from another palette. And then adding just a little bit more of the deepest color, Hole in One, to this outer edge. And I'm turning this angle upward because I have very deep set eyes and I want to make sure I get into that crease. And then I'm taking another clean brush and blending. And I'm going to pat off some fallout. I'm going to be adding eyeliner and mascara in a little bit. For eyeliner, I'm going to use the deepest shade of blue in this eyeshadow palette, which is called Hole in One. Now let's move on to face products. I have 3 favorite drugstore foundations, and I usually combine 2 of them, Catrice's True Skin Hydrating Foundation and L'Oreal's Age Perfect Radiant Serum Foundation, because the L'Oreal foundation gives a bit more glow to my overall look. So I'm going to go ahead and apply this combination on one side of my face, and on the other side of my face, I'm going to apply Wet n Wild's Photo Focus Dewy Foundation. And I'd love to get your thoughts on which side you think looks better. Here's the Catrice and the Age Perfect foundation I'm going to combine, and this is the Wet n Wild Dewy foundation I'll put on the other side. I always like to shake my foundations first, and the Wet n Wild foundation is a paddle applicator. As you can see, it is creating a dewy look. And just putting a little bit more in the center where I need some more coverage. Now sometimes I actually like to combine the dewy foundation from Wet n Wild with their matte foundation. and that gives sort of an in-between dewy matte look. I'm combining Cool Rose, which is the Catrice color, with Rose Ivory, which is the Age Perfect L'Oreal color. So I want to give you a better look at each side so you can let me know which one you think looks better. This is the side with a combination of Catrice and the L'Oreal Age Perfect. And this is the side with the Wet n Wild Dewy Foundation. For corrector under my eyes and for my concealer, I'll use e.l.f.'s Hydrating Camo Concealer in light peach for the corrector and fair beige as my concealer. I'm probably going to have to repurchase these soon. I'm getting to the bottom. The light peach is a corrector. I'm just going to dab under my eyes. And I'm using my Sigma 4D HD brush, which is pointed. I really love it. It does a great job of reaching that area. And then I'm just going to pat so the warmth of my fingers really blends it in. And then I'm just adding on a little bit of the fair beige color. And I'm also going to dot this on some other areas where I have age spots. And as you can see, I'm not swiping it, I'm just patting it in so I get better coverage with the concealer. I have been known in a hurry to forget to pat it in, which is not a good look. Has anyone else ever done that? I have learned to just always double check in the mirror before I go anywhere. And I'm just patting this over the corrector so I don't disturb the corrector underneath. The powder I'll apply under my eyes to set the concealer is Rimmel's Stay Matte powder in the color Creamy Natural, which creates some nice brightness under the eyes. And here's the Rimmel's Stay Matte powder. And I'm just going to press it in against the concealer. And I'm also going to use a little bit of this powder in my T-zone. These next two products, which are cream contours, I rate about equally. One is e.l.f.'s Cream Contour Palette, and the other is Wet n Wild's Makeup Stick. This is the e.l.f. Cream Contour Palette, and here's the Wet n Wild Contour Stick in the color Wears Walnut. Of course, you are getting more color options and therefore more product with the e.l.f. Cream Contour Palette, but today I'm going to go ahead and use the Wet n Wild Stick that has a cool undertone. As I mentioned, it's called Wears Walnut, but there are also two other colors that are warmer tones, Oaks on You and Call Me Maple. And Call Me Maple is the darker of these two colors. Rather than applying the contour directly to my face with the applicator, I'm going to swipe some on the back of my arm, diffuse it with a brush, and then go ahead and apply it. This method of application ensures that I don't apply too much. So I'm applying some on the back of my arm, and then I'm going to take a brush and diffuse it and then apply it. And as you can see, that really gives a nice soft look. A little bit more definition with the contour, but not too much. My blush is one of my all-time favorite drugstore products because of its formula and the consistency. It's a gel that just melts into the skin, and it's from Flower Beauty. It's their Blush Balm Color Drops, which come in 8 different colors. The color Nectar is great for those of us with a warm or neutral skin undertone, and Nectar and the shade Melon are really wonderful for those of us with a warm undertone. Spiced, which is a warm pink brown, or Pinched, which is a nude pink, will most likely work for those of you with a neutral skin undertone. And by the way, if you're not sure if you have a warm, neutral, or cool undertone, I'll include a link to a video I've done that runs through the 9 questions you can ask that will help you determine what the undertone of your skin is. You'll find that link in the description box below. I'm going to combine 2 shades, Bubbly, which is a beautiful cool pink, and Cheeky, which is a rosy pink. Hopefully I'll end up with sort of a neutral shade. This is a cool pink Bubbly, and below it is Cheeky. So I'm swirling them together on the back of my arm, and this is the color that I come up with, which I really like. It's a combination of the two, so it's not too cool, more of a neutral shade. I just love how natural this looks. It just effortlessly blends into the skin. I'm going to bring a little bit up here and a little bit up here. And then as always, I'm going to use my foundation brush and just go around the edges. My highlighter of choice is from Wet n Wild. They make a cream highlighter stick in several different colors, which creates a softer highlight look. But today, I'm going to go with their liquid highlighter. And my favorite color is the lightest shade, which is called Halo Goodbye. This liquid highlighter also comes in 4 other colors. The Halo Graphic shade is an icy light champagne color that is good for cool undertones. Halo Gorgeous is a pinky peach, which can work well for neutral and warm skin undertones. And Gilded Glow, which I'll also swatch, and which is a honey color, is great for warm undertones. Here are Halo Goodbye and Gilded Honey. Gilded Honey is on top and Halo Goodbye is beneath it. This is the same brush I used for the blush, but I just wiped it off. And actually, it doesn't matter if there's a little blush still on it. That just kind of creates a lovely look. There's also a color called Go with the Glow, which is a light copper shade, which is also great for deeper colored skin with warm undertones. If I didn't have an issue with lipstick migrating into fine lines around my mouth, I would use Revlon's Color Stay lip liners. These are wonderfully creamy lip liners and they glide on easily and come in 16 different shades. But since I do have an issue with those fine lines, unfortunately, I use L'Oreal's Age Perfect lip liners, which can prevent the lipstick from creeping into those fine lines. These L'Oreal lip liners come in 8 colors, which primarily work for cool tone lipsticks, but there is a nude pink, which is an option for those of you who have neutral or warm undertone lipstick. Over the lip liner and over the L'Oreal matte lipstick in a color which has unfortunately been discontinued, I'll apply a beautiful lipstick from Milani called Violet Volt. It's from Milani's Color Statement lipstick line. I really love this color and I probably should purchase a couple more of these lipsticks because, as we all know, lipsticks will quickly be discontinued, right? The gloss that I'll be using is from Sephora's brand and is called Wild. Now I'm going to head off camera to apply some eyeliner and mascara. And due to my sensitive eyes, I'm unable to use a drugstore mascara, unfortunately. But if I could, I would choose L'Oreal's Lash Paradise mascara. Off camera, I applied my Clinique Bottom Lash Mascara, as well as my Tarte Lights Camera Lashes mascara on top. I also mixed the lighter and darker matte blue shades from the eyeshadow palette as eyeliner on the bottom outer 1/3 of my eyes. So this is today's final look. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if so, please give it a thumbs up and share it with a friend who might also enjoy it. And as I mentioned earlier, I'd love to know in the comment section below which foundation you feel looked best and the drugstore makeup products you always grab when you want to look your best. I hope you'll join me again next Thursday, and until then, I wish you good health and happiness and hope you have a really fabulous rest of your day. Take care.